All right, so get this. China just dropped this new AI model called DeepSeek, and the tech world is like freaking out.
It's huge.
It's like ChatGPT just got like served seriously.
Yeah.
Like topping the app charts, stocks are plummeting, and like everyone's trying to figure out what this means.
It's a big deal.
So we've got a CNBC segment that kind of captures like the initial explosion and then a computer file video that kind of like breaks down the tech a little bit more.
Right.
So you ready to go deep?
What's really interesting here is that these sources aren't just like reporting on it, they're reacting to it in real time.
Interesting.
Like you can practically feel the shift happening as we listen.
Okay, so CNBC first, they were like buzzing about how DeepSeek like rocketed past ChatGPT in downloads.
It's crazy.
Which is insane.
It is.
Considering how dominant ChatGPT has been.
It is significant because it speaks to like the speed at which things are changing in the AI landscape.
Yeah.
Like this Sputnik moment, as some are calling it, is a wake-up call that China is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and it's not just hype, right?
Right.
Like CNBC's experts were highlighting how DeepSeek is also incredibly efficient. Yeah. Like it can run on much less powerful hardware than ChatGPT.
Absolutely.
Which is like a game changer.
Think about what that means for like, suddenly accessing powerful AI doesn't require a supercomputer.
Right.
DeepSeek could make these tools available to smaller companies, researchers.
Wow.
Even individual developers, like the barriers to entry are crumbling.
Okay, wait, there's more.
Okay.
Remember how they were speculating that DeepSeek might be using NVIDIA chips?
Oh, yeah.
Well, if that's true, it adds another layer to the efficiency puzzle.
Yeah.
Because NVIDIA is known for its like high performance hardware.
Totally.
So imagine what they could achieve if DeepSeek is like optimized for their chips.
It would certainly explain the performance boost, but let's not forget the other bombshell from CNBC.
Oh, yes.
DeepSeek is open source. Okay, that's huge. Throwing open the doors and saying, come on in, everyone. Let's build the future of AI together.
Okay, that's huge, but also kind of scary, right?
It is, yeah.
CNBC drew a comparison to TikTok. Like hinting at potential future control or influence.
Right.
It's like, what happens if DeepSeek becomes like the global standard?
Yeah.
Who's really in control then?
Those are the big questions we need to grapple with.
Yeah.
Open source can be incredibly empowering.
For sure.
But it also raises concerns about responsible development and who ultimately benefits from this technology.
Okay, let's zoom in on like the tech itself.
Okay.
So the computer file video dives into like the nitty gritty. And one thing that blew my mind was like the mixture of experts approach.
Yeah, it's a really clever strategy that could make AI tools more accessible and affordable for you. Instead of activating the entire network for every single task,
right?
DeepSeek selectively activates specific parts. Only the experts needed for that particular job.
So it's like having a team of specialists instead of one generalist.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And the computer file guys explain how this approach not only improves efficiency, but also saves energy and ultimately cost.
Exactly. And you know what's interesting?
What?
This connects back to something CNBC touched on.
Okay.
Satya Nadella's tweet about the Jevons paradox.
Refresh my memory on that one.
Yeah, so it's the idea that as technology becomes more efficient, we actually end up using more of it, not less. Think about it. Electricity got cheaper, so we found more ways to use it.
Right.
The same thing could happen with AI.
Okay.
DeepSeek's efficiency could make it so affordable that it becomes ubiquitous.
Wow. I never thought about it like that. So DeepSeek's not just a leap forward, it's a potential turning point.
Yeah.
In how we interact with AI.
Precisely. And that's where the open source aspect becomes even more significant.
Okay.
The computer file video really hammered home how DeepSeek empowers smaller players.
Right.
Imagine researchers, startups, even you tinkering with AI models that were once exclusive to tech giants like OpenAI.
It's like the Wild West of AI all over again, but with way more horsepower.
Exactly. And speaking of horsepower, let's talk about DeepSeek's R1 model and its chain of thought approach.
Okay, this is where it gets seriously cool.
Yeah.
The computer file guys showed how R1 can basically think through problems like a human.
Yeah, like a person.
They gave the example of stacking boxes.
Right, and R1 was able to describe the order of the boxes after they were rearranged.
Wow.
It didn't just magically arrive at the answer.
Yeah.
It walked itself through the steps just like you or I would.
And the crazy part is that it didn't need like explicit step-by-step instructions to learn this.
Right.
It figured it out using only the final answer.
Yeah.
That's some next level AI right there.
Absolutely. And here again, we see DeepSeek pushing for transparency. Mm-hmm. They've been open about their training methods, which contrasts sharply with the secrecy of companies like OpenAI.
So we've got efficiency, open source access, groundbreaking techniques like mixture of experts and chain of thought.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see why everyone's freaking out.
It's not just about the tech itself. It's about the potential it unlocks.
Yeah.
What we're witnessing with DeepSeek is a potential power shift in the world of AI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big stuff.
Yeah. Right. It's almost like DeepSeek is like a glimpse into the future.
Yeah.
But what kind of future?
Yes.
Right. CNBC got pretty real about like the potential downsides, especially when they brought up like the TikTok comparison.
Yeah, that's where things get a little tricky.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. If DeepSeek becomes like the go-to AI platform globally,
right,
it could give China a lot of influence. Yeah. Especially if they decide to exert more control over the technology, like down the line.
And the open source nature makes it a double-edged sword. Like, it's great for accessibility and collaboration, but it also makes it like harder to track how DeepSeek is being used and who might be manipulating it.
Right.
It's like anyone can use it for good or for like not so good.
Exactly. That's the challenge with any powerful tool, right?
Yeah.
We need to be aware of the potential for misuse and think carefully about like the ethical implications as this technology evolves.
There's a lot to unpack, but I guess that's why we're here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To like dive deep.
That's it.
And try to like help everyone understand what's at stake.
It's important to consider all angles.
Yeah.
CNBC also highlighted like the open source versus closed source debate in AI.
Okay.
DeepSeek is obviously all about open access, but companies like OpenAI are much more protective of their technology.
So what are the arguments on each side?
Yeah.
Like, why would a company choose to keep their AI under wraps?
Well, some argue that closed source models allow for greater control over like safety and security. They worry that open source AI could be more easily misused or weaponized. On the other hand, the computer file folks are strong advocates for open source.
Right.
They believe it fosters innovation and collaboration, allowing like the entire AI community to contribute to its development.
Right.
And hopefully catch potential problems earlier.
It's like a balancing act between control and collaboration.
Yes.
And then there's the whole economic impact.
Yeah.
Remember how CNBC showed all those AI-related stocks plummeting after DeepSeek's launch?
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty wild.
That market reaction speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Companies like NVIDIA, who make a lot of money from the hardware needed for AI development.
Right.
They're suddenly facing a major challenge.
Yeah.
DeepSeek's efficiency could mean that we need less powerful and expensive hardware in the future, which could impact their bottom line.
So it's not just about who develops the best AI, but who controls the infrastructure around it.
Exactly. And CNBC even speculated that Microsoft, who invested heavily in OpenAI, might need to rethink their strategy.
Oh, wow.
If DeepSeek makes AI development more affordable and accessible,
yeah,
it could level the playing field and force the big players to adapt.
That's a lot of potential disruption.
It is.
But it's not all doom and gloom, right?
Right.
Think about all the businesses and organizations that have been hesitant to adopt AI because of like the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly they have access to this powerful tool that could revolutionize their operations.
It's true. The potential for cost savings is enormous.
Yeah.
We could see a surge in AI adoption across industries, leading to increased productivity, new business models.
Wow.
Even the creation of entirely new industries we haven't even imagined yet.
It's almost like DeepSeek is democratizing AI.
Yeah.
Making it available to the masses instead of just like a select few.
That's a great way to put it, but as with any major technological shift, there will be challenges.
Of course.
CNBC touched on the potential for job displacement as AI automates certain tasks.
That's a valid concern, but some experts argue that AI will also create new jobs, especially in areas like AI development maintenance, and importantly, like the ethical considerations surrounding its use.
Right. It's not about AI taking over, but about how we adapt and integrate it into our society in a way that benefits everyone.
So it's not just about the tech itself. It's about how we prepare for the changes it will bring.
Right.
And ensure that everyone has the opportunity to thrive in this new world.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the big picture.
Okay.
What does all of this mean for us as individuals, as a society?
Yeah.
We need to be having these conversations, thinking critically about how to navigate this new landscape and harness the power of AI while mitigating the risks.
You know, I think it's easy to get caught up in the excitement. or the fear surrounding AI.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's a tool.
It is.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
The key is to be informed, engaged, and proactive in shaping the future we want to see.
Okay, I'm ready to dive into some of the potential scenarios DeepSeek might unleash.
Well, let's do it. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
Okay, so we've established DeepSeek is a big deal, but like, how big?
Yeah.
What are some like realistic scenarios we might see play out?
Well, let's start with like the economic side. CNBC was particularly focused on how DeepSeek's efficiency and open source nature could make AI development and deployment way cheaper. This could lead to a massive wave of AI adoption across pretty much every industry imaginable.
So picture this. You're a small business owner, and suddenly you have access to AI tools that can analyze your data, streamline your operations, even personalize your marketing.
That's a game changer.
Exactly. And it's not just small businesses.
Yeah.
We could see hospitals using AI to diagnose diseases earlier, manufacturers using it to optimize production lines, schools using it to personalize learning.
Wow.
The possibilities are kind of endless.
It's like AI is going from this exclusive club to being available to everyone.
Yeah.
But that brings up the whole question of jobs.
Right.
CNBC was pretty worried about the potential for AI to like replace human workers. It's a valid concern. There's no doubt that some jobs will be automated as AI becomes more sophisticated.
Right.
But it's important to remember that AI will also create new jobs, especially in areas like AI development maintenance and ensuring its ethical use.
So it's not necessarily about jobs disappearing, but about the types of jobs changing.
Precisely. It's like the Industrial Revolution all over again.
Oh, wow.
We need to be proactive in preparing for this shift by investing in education and training programs that equip people with the skills they need to thrive in an AI-powered world.
Right. It's about adapting and evolving alongside the technology.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the economic impact. What about the global landscape? CNBC seemed pretty convinced that DeepSeek could shift the balance of power in AI, potentially challenging the dominance of American tech companies.
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
China's been making huge investments in AI research and development, and DeepSeek is a clear signal of their ambitions.
For sure.
If they keep pushing the boundaries, it could reshape the entire tech landscape and influence everything from global trade to military strategy.
Okay, so we've got economic disruption and potential power shifts. What about the impact on our everyday lives? What does DeepSeek mean for, like, you and me?
Well, for one thing, it means more AI-powered tools and services entering our lives.
Okay.
Think about it. Your smartphone, your car, your home could all become more intelligent and personalized thanks to advancements in AI.
That sounds both exciting and a little creepy.
Yeah.
And this is where the whole open source debate gets really interesting.
Yeah.
CNBC was worried about data privacy and security with DeepSeek. If anyone can access and modify the technology, who's responsible for making sure it's used ethically?
It's a critical question. We need to be thinking about how to ensure transparency and accountability in AI development.
Yeah.
We need robust regulations and ethical frameworks to guide its use and protect people's rights.
It's like we're navigating uncharted territory here.
It is, yeah.
AI is evolving so rapidly, and it's hard to predict all the consequences. But I think the key takeaway is that we need to be having these conversations.
Absolutely. We need to be informed, engaged, and proactive in shaping the future we want to see.
So what can our listeners do to be like a part of this conversation?
First and foremost, stay curious.
Yep.
Keep learning about AI and its implications.
Yeah.
There are tons of resources available, online books, documentaries. Immerse yourself in this world.
Right. And don't just be a passive consumer of information. Talk about these issues with your friends, your family, your colleagues. The more we discuss these challenges, the better equipped we'll be to address them.
And think about how you're interacting with AI in your own life.
Yeah.
What data are you sharing? What are the potential benefits and risks? Support companies and organizations that are developing AI responsibly and advocate for policies that promote ethical AI use.
So to sum it up, stay curious, engage in conversations, and advocate for responsible AI development.
Exactly. The future of AI isn't preordained. It's something we're actively creating through our choices and actions.
I think that's a powerful message to leave our listeners with. DeepSeek has opened up a whole new world of possibilities and challenges, and it's up to all of us to decide what kind of future we want to build with this technology. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into DeepSeek and the future of AI.